Namaste, namaste, beautiful family of light. Baba Sharon here, and broadcasting from the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light in Sarasota, Florida. And we are here in person with some beautiful light workers presently, as well as on Zoom. And just for anybody who would like to participate in the Anchoring Light Transmission Meditation, very powerful. It's going 20 years. Every Monday, without fail, we do this work with the Ascended Masters. We're very clear on what it is that we're doing. And we come together as a family of light. We need everybody's light, okay, to anchor light to the planet. That's the whole concept about it, assisting in the ascension of the planet and all of her life. So if you would like to be a part of this, okay, we've been doing it for 20 years. All right, please, please, please just go on the Facebook page and you will find Anchoring Light Transmission Meditation with Baba Sharon. Click it, sign in, and then you're good. Or you could go on our website also, which I do recommend. We have a lot of stuff going on there. Sign up for our newsletter. It doesn't have to be local because we do things, a lot of things now, online as well as in person. So thanks to COVID, made a paradigm shift. And yeah, I want to talk about that part. That's a good idea. I want to talk about this dynamic with the medical dynamics that are out there at the moment, with the viruses have been around forever, as we know. But there is one in particular that they're talking about, okay? And I don't think a lot of people are very shocked about it because we've heard that this was going to come around again. But what we need to be different about this is not to fall into fear. Okay, now I want to say that I spoke to a couple other people too. We're like, "Nah, we know this program," and really energetically not fall into that trap. Okay, do you have to be discerning and aware? Absolutely. But it's like, oh my God. No, not that. Not that. That's what they want. That's what they want. And we cannot fall into that trap. Okay, so the other part too. This is just super say, hey, how important it is to take care of our physical body. Okay, it is an avatar body. It does house the spark that is who we are. And we are animating this body, so we want to really take care of it. Now, this is other something that I want you to remember, that I remember all the time. Okay, I've been saying for years, as I get older, I get better. That's happening. Hello, it's happening. There's things I know now that I didn't know before that, hey, look, I got my copper bottle. Okay, so all these little steps when you tune into your body elemental is going to tell you. And that's when we have to really start tapping into that inner guidance that we all have. Okay, now it's interesting. I met a person and, very, very vibrant and, strong light work and so forth. But what a tendency was that, well, I got to go what this person said, or that other person said that, or that other person. Now, we can share information. That's actually vital because not everybody has the one thing. So, what you say, what I say, what we say collectively is sharing information. But at the end of the day, you make your own choices by your own guidance. That's really important that we do not hand our power over to someone else or our life is structured, okay, by what somebody else says. A true leader, okay, true spiritual leader empowers people to find the source within themselves. That's a true leader, okay? So I want to read something from the Gospel of Thomas, verse 70 that nobody has, mostly don't have, because what is a Gnostic gospel? Okay, and I'm going to tell you, the truth is rising up. You cannot hide the truth. And what I always find so interesting about the Gnostic gospels and other things in other cultures that are in the same alignment with what this theme says, it's been buried. It has been, the Cathars were murdered, killed, the Knight Templars. Like, why are they wiping out these people that seem to be good people, knowledgeable people? What is it? It is the information and the knowledge that they wanted to bury. And really, this information has been buried for a very long time. Thousands. And then information distorted, all of that stuff. I've talked about that. Okay. And nobody, Constantine is not giving up his power. Nobody in power is giving up power. So we all know. Okay. So they have an agenda back then. They have an agenda now. We just have to wake up and say, this is a program that's been repeating itself over and over again. And for at whatever reason why and how, there's a lot of different, perspectives on that. But I would say that we are in the cycle of time to do something different now. Okay. To wake up, okay, and not repeat another Atlantis. Now, I want to say there are many of us who are here, okay, many who've had a lifetime in Atlantis. And if you look parallels between what's going on now in the world, in our society, and you looked at what's going on in Atlantis, you'll see a lot of parallels on there. So the thing is, a lot of it was that outside information, I want to say outside sources from outside Atlantis, from say another star system, let's put it that way, came to Atlanta and say, hey, you know what? We could do this, and you could get this technology, and this can happen. Okay. And then you had a group that said, wow, we're really interesting. Yeah, really, really, really. Tell us more. Tell us more. And then you have the other group that's like, I don't know. That's not sounding organic to us. We don't feel good about it. Okay. And so the non-discernment of a certain group went ahead, caused the misuse of energy, technology, misuse of technology, misuse of technology caused problems, right? Here we are again. There's a lot of agendas that are out there. Okay, a lot of agendas. Now, we have the technological one over there, and there's, CERN, and there's, Silicon Valley, and, you have to understand that there's multiple agendas, not necessarily from this three-dimensional experience on this earth only. We have to expand our consciousness to know that we're interdimensional, and there's a lot of many, many, many beings that are out there. Now, what we got to be careful of and what we got to be aware of is that's why it's so important to start trusting your own inner sensing, feeling, and guidance. You have to, because the only discernment and only way you're going to know for sure is your direct communication with your higher self and the higher parts of yourself, because you can't really tell that well over here. Trust your gut, trust your feelings. I don't know. I don't sense, that's not making sense to me. Don't ignore that. And you never, ever, 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 ever hand your power over to anybody. Now, I know this is controversial in a way with the word trust, but I want to tell you a couple, this is like, I don't know, 20, when the internet just started coming out, however long that was, and yeah, I am that old. There was a forum, and I just remember, when you hear a word or you hear a sentence or somebody says something, it makes you pause to think about it. You may not understand it, but something triggered you to pause and think what was just said or what was just experienced, out of the regular daily of life. And somebody in this forum, okay, had said, and to me, it was just a shock. He said, trust nothing. So this is like 25, 30 years ago. I said, trust nothing. He said, trust nothing. I'm like, how could he say that? Because you kind of grow up trusting that there's certain things you trust and so forth. But I never forgot that. I never forgot somebody said, trust nothing. Now I understand. Now I get it. Okay. And that's what I'm going to say. Well, there's just as a basis of trust nothing and be discerning. Okay. So you're filtering those things that are positive, loving. How can you tell something that uplifts you, something that is caring, uh, uh, inclusive? The minute you start getting, you know what I was told by the Palladians? They said how you could tell the difference between light and dark. Light is inclusive, dark is exclusive. Uh-uh. Good to know. These little things, and how do you feel about something? Okay, I mean, are you feeling good like being a cyborg or saying, hey, the only way you're going to make it on the planet and your children, grandchildren, they all have to be cyborgs and have to be chipped? I don't know, because I think we have DNA and the ATP within our own physical bodies, okay, can do the exact same thing. But this is what it say. What it says here is the secret gospel of John. I'm going to do that one first. Okay, this is what Jesus said. Jesus said, within you lies the light of the aeons. Quote, on the secret gospel of John, keyword secret, which is also known as the Apocrypha of John. Okay. And this is where, Jesus says, look, I just can't be sharing this for everybody because, you guys can hardly get it, right? Much less the math. Forget the Pharisees. They're like, oh, no, this is what Moses said. And we don't want nothing new. Don't you change our paradigm and don't you shift our power either. Let's remember that. Okay. Kings and priests running the show. Anybody come in to disrupt that, they're not going to be too happy about it. So, anyway, he had to get a special group of people like us, the pneumatics, the light workers. Hey, everybody, this is what Jesus is really saying. You can't go out there and tell everybody. They'll go ahead and they'll compromise it or they'll misuse it. The same stuff going on. So he says in the Apocrypha of John, also known as the Secret Gospel of John, within you lies the light of the aeons. Now, what is the aeons? Okay, what are the aeons? It is the pleroma. So there's the concept of the monad, which is the emanation. It's beyond any kind of description. Okay, it's just beyond. Even Thoth says there's a part that's unknowable. Thoth says that. Okay, so, but this emanation, okay, now begins to create certain things, which is known as the pleroma or the aeons. Okay, and how the whole story, that's how the cosmology starts. And the further away the emanations are going, the likelihood, say, for maybe some distortions and so forth. The idea is for us to go back into this, but we hold this within us. This is what Jesus says. And he says, we do not need to um, go to this light. He says, we do not, this is a quote, we do not need to go to this light because it is already inside of us. That's what Jesus said. You need to, it's inside of you. It's inside of you. And it says, your light is hidden from the rulers who seek to keep you in what? Forgetfulness. Forgetfulness. Your light is hidden from the rulers who seek to keep you in forgetfulness. So, the whole idea, the first human appeared to the rulers in the image, is a whole story where the Adam Kadmon, it's not an atom in a physical body atom. It was from the aeons. The atom, the image we're talking about, the atom Kadmon, does not have a physical body. Okay, so that's really who we are. That is part of this light, part of the divine image, part of source, or what they call the aeons and the pleroma. We have that. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I am going to be doing a class on this subject. It's going to be ongoing because it's a lot, but I'm starting it on Friday, May 22nd. So definitely do go and look into the our calendar of events and you'll see it. And me taking a deep dive, I've done a lot of study, Keys of Enoch, Theosophy, you name it, I've done a lot. Urantha, okay, the decrees, Saint Germain, all of us part of our spiritual journey, but it is the Gnostic gospel that went bling, like I remember, and that's what we're here to do. And to be able to remember, you have to go beyond the fact that we are this physical body and this is a physical world, and that's just it. Nuh-uh, you will not get it if you're still there. Okay? So, anyway, the good news is this, that there is a great awakening. Okay, that is taking place because part of that too is we're part of a grand cycle of things. The sun is sending codes, our electrons are speeding faster, we're radiating more, there's new energies coming in. We had a wonderful lady come from Australia that was here on Friday, and she has sharing the Palawa healing, which started in Australia. That's a new energy that was anchored by somebody, and that's ready for this time where humans' nervous system can now handle and be able to take this stuff. So we've been evolving all along. Now our avatar bodies are to a point where we can now, in our consciousness, which has been going on, be able to grasp more and to be able to awaken and change this scenario of war and illness and sickness and the gnashing of teeth. We've done it. We have enough of that. Okay, so let's all get on board, and we're going to see about changing all of that. So very exciting times. Okay, very exciting times. It just says here too. Toth says in they will mingle with humans and drive them into all manner of recklessness and crime. Okay, so. Let me just mention one other thing. I'm just happy to see this from Toth. This was another theme that came in. I just listened to what was it? It was the Gospel of Melchizedek. I think that's the one I listened to. Okay, it's just huge amounts of information that we're not familiar with, right? But we need to be familiar with it. But one of the ideas behind it, which is what we're saying right now, you know what the spiritual war is access of the human consciousness. That's what it is. So we have to be very clear in who we are, okay, because we're made in the image. We're from the Adam Kadmon. We're divine human, okay? And in this avatar body, we have 10 fingers, five in each, and toes, not six, not three. Okay, we have to know what our lineage is, be really super clear on who we truly are, which is beyond the physical body. It's going to be important to know that because there's going to be all kinds of stuff that's going to try to suck you in. And Jesus said, beware of the deceiver. It's in the Bible all over the place. Deception, deception, deception. So we want to align and do that. So with that, I'm going to say namaste. I'm going to be talking this in depth and put into a series starting on Friday, May 22nd. It's going to be in person on online. If you want to know about this, hop on in and come on board. So with that, namaste, beautiful family of light on Facebook Live. See you next time. Thank you.